and welcome to another episode of Mathison Talks, where we discuss tech and everything in between. I'm your host, Mike Vega, and I'm joined by our co-host, Mariano. Hello, Mariano.
Hi, Mike. Happy to be here.
Thank you. For those who's listening to us for the first time, we'd like to invite you to listen to our previous episodes, where we talk to a leading cybersecurity expert and the issues of hackers plaguing the internet and how to protect yourself. Or on the other spectrum, how to fight world hunger with Samdeep Day, a leading AI embedded machine learning specialist. Finally, we would love to hear your comments, as we're always checking our Twitter and LinkedIn at Mathison Talks. This episode has been sponsored by Mathison Projects, Inc., a web development company, and we're actually offering a custom-coded trading bot right now. Our bots can connect to any major trading platform and program to perform high-frequency algorithm trading. You can check it out at Fiverr at fiverr.com/Mathison Studios. Today, we will be talking about the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. There are 17 points, among which are, number 1, no poverty. Number 2, zero hunger. Number 3, good health and well-being. Number 4, quality education. Number 5, gender equality. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. Number 7, affordable and clean energy. Number 8, decent work and economic growth. Number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Number 10, reduced inequalities. Number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Number 12, responsible consumption and production. Number 13, climate action. Number 14, life below water. Number 15, life on land. Number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And finally, number 17, partnerships for the goals. So these points are pretty much what the UN's goals are, and we want to focus on this list right here and kind of showcase what each point is. And the first is no poverty. A few days ago, we officially exceeded 8 billion inhabitants in the world. In the same era in which you can travel at supersonic speeds, you can transmit data wirelessly, connectivity reaches every corner, and we may even be working for companies on the other side of the world, it is unheard of to know that almost 10% of the world's population lives in extreme poverty. That is why the UN sets itself the goal of ending poverty in all its forms everywhere. And technology can be used as a tool to fight poverty, because connectivity has improved access to educational platforms worldwide, and that can be accessed 24 hours a day and in multiple languages, and companies no longer limit remote work hiring. And you can work from anywhere, and that's something that we use as a model in Mathison Projects. These tools improve the chances of accessing a job anywhere in the world and will help reduce poverty by 2030.
Yes, it is really important. And I think I see why they put this on the first place, because it is important for people to raise their economic level or to get more money to cover their own needs, and then help to support the community to build more jobs and to build bigger economies, like they are trying to do in Argentina, because we have in Argentina we have this huge amount of people below the poverty line, And it is important for the whole world. We saw in the COVID pandemic that we are a big unit. We are not only countries or continents or people. We are a big unit. And if someone sneezes, other gets, I don't want to use this example lightly, but if someone sneezes, somebody else gets sick, and that's important to understand that, or either we grow together or we fall together as a world.
Yeah, and the internet has really made everything kind of interconnected to the point where, you can hire remotely and you'll see Fiverr gigs from somewhere around across the globe. And it really has given access to communities or demographics that wouldn't normally have that access. And it's a beautiful thing. We have to utilize it more. And I feel like also at the speed at which the internet travels right now is amazing. It's when you can talk to somebody across the globe and there's absolutely zero delay, just the fact that the data can transmit almost instantly just showcases the interconnectivity and how we can get to that no poverty which the UN is fighting for.
Yes, and actually we should think that before the Starlink project that Elon Musk launched no so long ago, internet should reach different places by wire or wireless, but with shorter distance, because satellite internet was pretty much slow or inaccessible. So now we can have internet all over the world, because that's the whole point of this project, and people can connect to educate themselves and to get work remotely. Actually, you are in US and I'm in Latin America and South America. So, and we are talking and we are recording this live, and everything it's like we are together in the same room.
Yeah, it's instant. There's no delay. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a huge point right there is, the interconnectivity with other people around the world with absolutely zero delay. I mean, before, even to cross somewhere 300 years ago, you had to go by ship and it'd take months, right? So it's amazing the technology that we have now. Okay. Point number 2 on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals list is zero hunger. And that is kind of complements the previous point and as the second highest priority for 2030. And we talk about zero hunger, as the UN says on its page, which is to end hunger. And there is a remarkable inequality in the world currently. There are countries that discard tons of food every day, and others where their inhabitants cannot feed themselves properly and cover those 4 meals a day. It is impossible to dream of people that, they get a better education, whether it's working, producing if they're hungry, but the brain develops its cognitive ability in the first years of life. And that is why it is important that everyone gets the nutrients they need to grow strong and healthy. So here too, the technology says present in one of the episodes of our English channel, we talked to Sandip Day, a person who implemented a method of collecting food in good condition, which would normally have been discarded through an open source platform. And Sandip Day told us that his intention was never to earn money, but to facilitate access to food for those who needed it. That's where he founded Nosh Technologies, a company that does the same management, but for food banks and delivered to shelters for homeless people. And I kind of want to elaborate what exactly he built. So it was an app. And on the app, let's say you bought 10 bananas that week and you only ate 3 of the bananas. So you have 7 bananas left over. Well, on the app, it would have already tracked how many bananas you bought, and you would put on the app, okay, I only ate 3, so you have 7 left over. Well, that will connect you to people around your vicinity for to pretty much donate those bananas to other people in need. And it's a great way, using technology for a greater good. And if we multiply that at scale, to government and even countries, we can do some great good in the world. So kudos to Samdip, and thank you very much for noble initiatives. And you guys, for our listeners, you guys can listen to that episode on our previous, our previous episodes with Samdip Day, Fighting World Hunger.
Yes, it was amazing to listen how Samdip thinks and how he managed to perform this, and how he saw that people in need might take advantage of what you normally will should discard. As you said, you buy 7 bananas or 10 bananas, and you should discard some 1, 2, 3, or 3, and you can give that a better use instead of go to the back garbage. So it was amazing to listen.
I agree. Point number 3 is going to be good health and well-being. Because if good health, accompanies us, we can enjoy everyday things and be productive in all elements of society. In this field, technology is also looking for solutions to problems that previously seemed unsolvable. They have developed, for example, classes that allow colorblind people to perceive colors for the first time. Even from Mathison Projects, we have been collaborating in the development of a portable device that, using a combination of artificial intelligence and machine learning, monitors the brain and detects, prevents, and reacts to epileptic seizures. Taking care of the health of our loved ones is important. Therefore, for Mathison Projects Inc., we are promoting high-tech solutions for telemedicine, such as the integration of artificial intelligence for the follow-up of complex cases, or the development of management solutions for health company, hospitals, or clinics.
Yes, and we need to focus the technology in the greater good, not only in profit, but also taking care of everyone in the world, because as we discussed before, we are a huge unit. We are all a planet Earth inhabitant or citizen. So we need to take care of everyone in the world in order to prevail together.
In the same vein, actually, Mariano, have you heard of what Neuralink just did? They just had an event. I don't know if you heard about Neuralink with Elon Musk.
Yes, I've heard it, but you can explain.
Yeah, I can elaborate. So pretty much, Neuralink is a device that is implanted into your brain, and it helps people that are paralyzed, and they can't move, because the implant in the brain is able to pick up signals, and you use that to pretty much control things telepathically. And it seems like it's something out of science fiction, but actually it's very much real. It uses mathematical algorithms to pick up the waves within your brain, and can predict where you want, let's say, for example, a mouse cursor to go. So normally the brain will give a signal that you want to move your mouse cursor to the left. So they developed this algorithm, and they showcased it recently on monkeys, and it worked it was a great success. The monkeys were able to, first they started the monkey off with a smoothie, and the monkey would look at the screen, and he would use a joystick to play the game and move the cursor where a square box was highlighted white. So he would move the cursor with the joystick, and as it moved, and once he hit the white box, a smoothie would come out and, the monkey would enjoy it. It was like a little straw. Well, they removed the joystick. So he was no longer using the joystick, but now the monkey was using his brain, only his eyesight. So wherever his brain wanted that cursor to go for on the white box, all of a sudden the cursor would move based on Neuralink's implant, and the monkey would get that smoothie feed. So it turned into like a feedback mechanism, and it pretty much showcased the power of technology. And it's making leaps and bounds. I know it's going through FDA approval, but personally, I'm excited for it.
Yes, and imagine how many minds like the Stephen Hawking mind we should miss. Sorry,
Right.
If we didn't have the technology to adapt Stephen Hawking's life to every day. Sorry.
Yeah. Next point is quality education. Closing the first part of this analysis and relating to goal number 1, which is no poverty, the UN states that for the world to have sustainable development, we must ensure inclusive, equitable, and quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Think about how many brilliant minds will the world have lost from not providing inclusive, equitable, and quality tools to all of its inhabitants. In this sense, it is important to blur the line between the countries of what is called the first world and those of the third world. One way to do this is education. With the help of technology, which provides high-capacity connections, even in the most remote places, and servers, where trainings of any discipline are available, everyone can get enough education to get a better job, stop going hungry, get out of poverty, and improve their well-being. If this effect is replicated, we will have more skilled, educated, and efficient world by 2030. Or sooner, you never know.
Yes, and it sounds like a very hard to reach goal, because we know that there are countries with a lot of people uneducated, or with people that doesn't have even clean water. But in any case, this is a very good goal, or a very good objective for 2030, to help the people to leave the poverty and to get educated and to feed themselves and to have good health. All of these goals are related.
Yeah, I agree. Quality education is important, and then you have platforms on the internet that are offering free education. Oh my God, it's slipping my mind. Starts with the K, but it's pretty much
yes,
free.
Even in YouTube. Sorry, but even
oh
in
right,
YouTube,
yeah,
you have
YouTube.
A lot of trainings.
Right. So we've just touched on the first 4 policies of the 17 proposed by the UN for the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. There's still much to talk about, as there's 17 and we only touched on 4. So we will continue to review the remaining ones in the next episodes. As always, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Mathison Talks. And thank you, Mariano, for being here and chatting with me.
My pleasure.
We want to invite you to subscribe, to follow us on social networks, and we have our accounts on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the main podcast platforms. And as we asked at the beginning of the episode, please feel free to leave us comments letting us know what topics you would like us to talk about. You can be sure to listen to the upcoming episodes to learn more about the other 13 UN policies and more surprises. As always, we'll be waiting for you, and until next time, thank you.